And we roll right into our SuperMotocross post-race show, and we can show you live shots of the podium. We don't often get to do this with Champagne, but thanks for Peacock letting us stay on the air. Welcome to the SMX Insider post-race show, and we'll go back to the podium. We got more stories. JT.
Well, we do have Cooper Webb, and man, that was a hard-fought day. I do have good news for you, though. I believe you took over the SuperMotocross World Championship points, so there's a little bit of a silver lining for you.
Yeah, man, it was a tough day, man. But that's the outdoors. This track was gnarly. I haven't ridden something like this in a long time, so I need to practice these a bit more. But overall, it was a good day. You know, consistent day. Like you said, there's a positive. Took over the lead, and we were all mismatched in points and stuff. So we'll take it. Not every day is going to be a great day, but we're here racing and we're healthy, so I'm happy. So I want to give it up to the good Lord. The Red Bull KTM team, Thor, Parts Unlimited, 100%, Bell Helmets, Alpine Star, my wife, and happy Father's Day to my pops. And yeah, we'll get them at Redbud.
See you in a couple weeks.
And, I mean, you don't think what that SMX, being the points leader SMX Championship is all about, but you look at that $1 million payout, and he is going to be, if he's able to continue this trend, he is going to be sitting really, really good come playoff time. It is going to pay off some massive dividends. You do not want to get a multi-time champion like Cooper Webb. You don't want to spot him any points, I'm telling you right now. I know he's kind of like, yeah, it was, you know, trying to turn a silver lining there, like JT said, but super, super, super important, bigger than what we all think right now.
Yeah, and he probably came back a little earlier than maybe he was ready for, but he wanted to get every round in.
And we talked about it. I think he's been doing a great job. You think of the Supercross Championship, hard fought that he lost from an injury and a comeback where I don't feel like outdoors is always his thing. He hasn't been riding a lot. This is a last-minute decision. He's doing well. He's doing well.
Jet Lawrence up to 12th in the combined 450 standings, even without points from Supercross, because he raced a 250 in that division. Kevin Moranz has the last spot guaranteed in right now, top 20. But Moran's not racing this series, probably going to get bumped out by some of the other riders who are on the move forward. I just want to show you this podium one more time. This is what's so cool, having a post-race show for the first time live, thanks to Peacock and the SuperMotocross Video Pass internationally. We can show you the champagne and everything else that happens down here after the races are over.
You know, often people ask me, it's like, do I miss racing? And I don't necessarily always miss the racing, but this is what I do miss. They started implementing this podium feel. Yeah. And it was so cool to see all the fans. And you talked about it during the race, is like these guys showing up. This is what East Coast motocross is all about. The people turn up. Listen to that. Nothing better.
Oh yeah, this has been going on for 10 or 15 minutes now.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to continue to go on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cianciarulo.
Yeah, introducing third place today. Hard fought.
Happy Father's Day, Ken Roxon.
Kickstart Kenny.
And keeping the perfect season alive, he is now 8-0. Say hello to Jet Lawrence.
That is awesome right there, and this is something new where they're having the race winners sign those #1 plates, and I believe they auction those off for Road to Recovery, the charity. There's the trophy, there's the red plate as he continues to lead the points in the 450 division. The crazy thing is, the only signatures on those #1s are Lawrence brothers. They've still won every race this year.
I know, right? It's been incredible to watch. A lot of fun and just phenomenal rides. Also by Kenny, I'll talk about it a little bit more. It's really hard to do what Kenny did, just coming off, being away. You think about it, he hurt his knee at Salt Lake City at that final Supercross round. And to come out here spending limited time on that motorcycle, incredible, on a very, very difficult track today.
Oh, it's champagne time, and they'll get up close to these fans. They do not care. Here it comes. Got the AC chant going for Adam.
Adam definitely a fan favorite, for sure. Like I said, he's a fun guy to be around and just open and raw.
Look at these people.
Old boy's got the funnel over there. Not sure what that was for.
I don't know either. I have no idea. Guilt-free.
Maybe for some Monster Energy. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, gets late in the day. Need a little pep. What is going on here?
Oh, this thing is gonna...
Jet is helping. Seeing Cirillo. Oh, boy.
Pow!
I lost the camera lens there. There's Adam. We saw him break down in tears when he got a podium in Supercross, always. The emotions, I'm sure not quite the same now. It's the second podium this year, but always a big deal to get up there. Oh!
There we
have a demonstration.
That's what that's for.
Champagne.
There we go.
That's unidentified object. You know what's so cool, man? We see bigger and more elaborate stages and podiums in other motorsports. They're keeping it humble, allowing the fans to stay this close and allowing them to be involved like this.
This is one of the most accessible athlete sports that you will ever find in the history of sports, where they're raw, they're real, and this is why I feel like people resonate with the athletes, because they are human, you know?
Yeah, and it goes to so many levels. Like, for example, tomorrow they're going to have amateur racing on this track, and you know someone that's out here is going to be on a Kawasaki, a Honda, or a Suzuki like that, thinking, you know, I saw those guys, that's my guy. These bikes are, by the rules, have to be based on showroom motorcycles. The connection between that, the hardcore fan, the enthusiast, and the racer, very few sports do it better than this. Okay, that's our 450 class. We do want to switch to 250s as we break it down in our post-race show. And we'll give you the highlights of our 250 class from High Point. So here's round 4, High Point 250 division. Track was treacherous this morning. Sun was not shining early in the day, and we had a lot of rain Thursday and Friday before this race. So this track was borderline mud race, and it caught Justin Cooper in qualifying.
Weed, you are not lying, and man, I hate to see this. The guy was second in points, 250 points, and been working hard. And man, he just loses grip with the front end right in the edge of the track, and most guys are doing that. He's gonna take a trip to the hospital. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, got hit in the throat by the motorcycle. I hope he's all right. We did see him walking around before this.
Right, we
so
did.
This maybe is, that makes it look extremely serious when you see a guy taking an ambulance ride. We hope he's okay. Then the moto begins. 2 Husqvarnas out front. RJ Hampshire, Jalek Swoll.
Yeah, those guys, they had those Rockstar Energy factory Husqvarna racing machines tuned up, but man, what a pileup it was. That first corner, Joe Shimoda goes down in that right-hander, and it is a domino effect.
So this puts Hampshire into the lead. He roosts our drone, which is like 40 feet in the air, and then he almost crashes.
This is the save number 1 of the day.
Yep.
By RJ Hampshire, noted in the roller section. We'll have something for you a little bit here.
Hunter Lawrence, who got rolling after getting stuck behind Shimoda, making passes. Ryder DeFrancisco first.
Oh, that was a good ride today by Ryder DeFrancisco. I thought he had a fantastic day, running up at the front majority of the time.
And then more passes coming up for the 96, but also a crash for our leader, Hampshire.
I mean, this guy doesn't make it easy on himself, does he? I mean, it's the hard way majority of the time.
And that allows Hayden Deegan to take over the lead. Then Deegan gets held up by a lap rider. Hampshire can't take advantage because he wanted that same line. And it led to a fantastic battle down the stretch between Deegan and Hampshire. Here's Hunter Lawrence. Oh, another big save.
Second best save of the day by the same guy in the same section, just on the other side of that lane.
So RJ, here's a pass for third from Lawrence.
Yeah, going by Jalek Swoll. That was great heads-up riding, and great job by Jalek, especially that first moto today. I know he was in a bad spot there the second moto, but nevertheless, he's showed us something good today.
And then last lap, Hampshire going after Deegan.
Right here, these two lines coming together, and they both just gonna go for it. RJ comes on the better end of the stick because he is on the inside.
Incredible effort for Hampshire to dig out this moto win. A crash and 2 near crashes, just edging out Deegan. We go to Moto 2. The Huskies have the good starts again, not the whole shot. First of all, Deegan in the middle of the screen goes down, so that's the end of it for our second place finisher in Moto 1. Levi Kitchen, the whole shot, but watch the 2 Huskies this time.
Yeah, 2 Huskies going down. RJ just comes to the inside and he grabs a handful. You can see the frustration out of Jalek Swoll, rightfully so. I would be just as upset as well. And you're grabbing a handful of throttle. That bike does not want to turn. He collides with his teammate.
Joe Shimoda and Hunter Lawrence once again having to work their way through traffic information, but Hunter, a nice pass.
I was really impressed how creative that the 96 of Hunter Lawrence was, coming from behind, passing some really good guys. Not easy to get by in these conditions, but he was open to taking different lines.
That is around Levi Kitchen, and there's only one rider left now to get the moto win, and that's his teammate, Chance Hymas.
Relatively easy pass. These lappers played a little bit of an effect right here. You can see Chance wasn't able to double up there. He was a little conservative there, which I think was the right move. He probably could have forced the issue, but maybe would have jumped into the back of somebody.
Incredible. Jet Lawrence, every first moto has some adversity, and he manages to persevere, and then every second moto he comes out and wins, and that gives him the overall for the 4th time in 4 races this year. We have never seen anything like this in this sport, maybe any sport. 2 brothers dominating both divisions, each winning every race in their class this year. Lawrence has gone 3-1, 3-1, 2-1, 3-1 to win his overalls this year. That was crazy math
right there.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yep, crazy math for everything else. Hampshire and Deegan second, third. Shimoda and Vial round out the top 5. Great ride second in that moto for Vial down the stretch.
Yes.
But we got some breaking news here on our post-race show. JT, what's happening?
A little post-race drama. I've just learned that Hunter Lawrence was docked 7 points for jumping on a red cross flag in that second moto. No, it will not affect the overall results. He will still retain the win, but he will lose 7 championship points. So a little bit of drama. I'm sure Honda will appeal, but as of now, that's how it stands.
Yeah, thanks, JT.
Yeah, that's great info. I did see a red cross flag at one stage late in the race, but I wasn't really sure where. I can't remember where it was. My mind escapes me at the time, but man, that's shocking. It's shocking to me because I don't remember seeing anyone down either when Hunter. But hey, you know what? You got to abide by the rules, man.
And the rule is always applied the same. I believe it's 2 positions and then 2 additional points. So whatever you gain, you lose the equivalent of 2 positions and then 2 additional points beyond that. So that's where they have come up with the 7. Lawrence a 28-point lead over Deegan.
And they don't strip you of the win, right?
No, no effect on the record book.
Yeah, no effect on the record book, but they do take the championship points away.
Yep. And the idea is the fans saw who won. We had a podium. You get to hold on to that. SMX points.
Wow.
Coming up here. And he loses 7 points in this, but he's got an 80-point gap over everyone else, so I don't know if it's going to matter so much.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for these guys to make up all those points, but he'll be sitting pretty come September when we go to Charlotte.
Hampshire and Deegan are second and third in the combined points Supermotocross together. Chance Hymas 11th, and so Lokes, Jeremy Martin, unfortunately, he's going to be out for a while with a badly broken arm. Tough break for him. And that's your top 20. This is a new thing also this year we want to show you. Each race now, the promoters of each event get an award. And that's Kerry Coombs-Russell of MX Sports taking the award. They run the series. They run a couple of individual rounds. They've always run this race for going on nearly 45 years now at High Point. They brought a couple locals up there to enjoy that with them. I think that's George Quay, the Grand Marshal here. Longtime technician in this area of the country, so spreading the love with the locals in the Pennsylvania area. All right, so that's our 250 class. Going to go to more highlights and show you the 450s from High Point. So the Geico Motorcycle High Point National in the 450 class. You know the story coming in. Jet Lawrence had won every moto so far, but a different challenger today with Ken Roxon coming in to race High Point, his first pro motocross race of the year. Drew a huge crowd, and he was having fun. We didn't know how he would perform, though, since he had never raced for this team on this Suzuki in this series. Off the start, Jet able to get up front early.
Special treat for sure having Ken come to the series and show these guys what he can do. That was a great job. But yeah, great start by Jet Lawrence. If you didn't like this, you're not going to like what you saw the second moto either. But man, Kenny, he made some really clutch passes early on.
You got the second and then took advantage because a rare mistake from Lawrence.
A lot of good guys going down at the bottom of the hills there because of these deep ruts. Not a very forgiving racetrack.
And so Roxon's in the lead, and Lawrence is going to have to hustle to get back to him with the moto win streak on the line. He was actually in third when he got up. Garrett Marchbank's a great day.
I mean, this guy, man, he deserves it. came from a long ways back, even in the second moto, but Garrett rode a phenomenal race here the whole first moto.
And then Lawrence catches Roczen. The battle is on late.
He's going to make the pass coming down this hill right here. A lot different than what we saw the first moto in the 250. He goes around the outside, makes the move to take the lead. And it's not over just yet.
No, Roczen's showing some fight here. They start going downhill right after that jump, and here it is from Roczen.
Kenny, very, very good at counter moves. When I say counter move, meaning if he gets past, he tries to make an explosive move to get back by the guy he had just been passed, overtaken from.
So Jet has to counter move himself. Outside line, more momentum over this jump inside of the next corner. Got it. And Roczen would stay pretty close down the stretch, but on the last lap, watch this.
Yeah, check this out. He's going to get hung up behind this lapper. He goes to turn out early of that rut, and that rut was just too deep, grabbed his front end and pulled him down to the ground and couldn't get the bike started. You can see right there, he couldn't roll the bike and get it in neutral. He talked about that. But, hey, you know what? He didn't have really much at stake. It was a kind of win or bust here. So, nevertheless, it's great to have him out there.
And the win again goes to Jet Lawrence. 7-0 on the year. Moto 2, Jet's in the middle, gets bumped around, and he's about 5th or 6th, while Roczen gets the motosport.com whole shot.
Yeah, A.M. Plessinger almost had it, but had got in there a little too hot, which that's common. You know, you come in with so much speed, he couldn't let up. If he did, Ken would have ran into him. But nevertheless, this is what Ken is so good at. He is so explosive, especially these first couple laps. He did it a lot during Supercross season, where he'll just try to check out and then maintain that gap.
And then Plessinger goes down trying to get Cianciarulo, holds up Lawrence, lets Ferrandis get by.
Oh, AP, I feel like he could see the pass coming. Got a little happy with the throttle, lays the bike over, bike goes over the rut.
Cianciarulo is challenging Roczen for the lead for a bit, then dropped back. Here is the pass for second from Lawrence.
And I love this drone shot. This drone shot can really show the difference in lines and angles that these racers are taking. And I'm going to tell you, the number 9 of Adam Cianciarulo made Jet Lawrence work for it. Adam started to get a good drive. I feel like Jet could sense that. He started really manipulating and working the bike, going through those rhythm, rollers.
And then finally the lead is gone for Roczen, and the challenge applied for the 18. This is late.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm wondering if Jet Lawrence was playing with our minds here. I'm like, well, he doesn't have it, but he would later say that he wasn't super comfortable on the bike. They possibly made a wrong change to the fork, so it took him some time to get used to it and adapt to it.
And once he did, he was able to get Roczen. Roczen said he learned some lines. He's not too far back at the end, but it doesn't matter. Lawrence wins again. That makes him undefeated in overalls and moto wins. And great point, RC. It's the first time Lawrence and Roczen have ever raced each other, so they congratulated each other on a great battle, and Cianciarulo would end up on the overall podium as well. Very popular trio with the fans. And then the hard work begins of rebuilding these motorcycles and heading to our next race. Lawrence makes it easy to determine the overall. Cianciarulo's 4-4 gives him 3rd, just 1 point ahead of Ferrandis. Webb is 5th overall, Marchbank 6th, Masterful, Plessinger, Harlan, Derek Drake in the top 10. It has been a privateer field day every weekend in Pro Motocross while we wait for some of the 450 factory riders to come back or guys to jump back in like Roczen did today, making for a very odd way this series has transpired this year, where you don't even know who you're going to be seeing with every week. And that would include Chase Sexton. Will we get him back, or when will we get him back? Send it down to Jason Thomas. Maybe we got a little update. JT?
Well, I am with Chase Sexton's very lonely CRF 450 over here, and for the first time since the Salt Lake Supercross, Chase Sexton has relinquished the SuperMotocross World Championship point standings. And more importantly, I'm going to say this out front as a race fan, he's one of the only guys, we saw Ken Roczen today, but one of the only guys can really challenge Jet Lawrence. So Chase Sexton, if you're out there, we certainly miss you, and we're hoping you'll show up at Redbud.
Yeah, thanks, JT.
Yes.
I want to talk big picture here. I teased a little bit during the moto. When you look at the 450 points, Roczen's not in it for this title. He's not racing all the rounds. If you're Sexton, if you're Anderson, if you're even Eli Tomac, if you're anyone watching, are you like, okay, I saw that Roczen can hang with the dude. Does that put a little pep in your step to think like, okay, I could challenge him when I come back?
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it does. And I've said this before, Weech. I feel like there's more that these guys can learn, and they're going to advance their game more than Jet Lawrence is going to advance their game, right? Because Jet is at a level ahead of those guys, so it's just going to push the guys to be even that much better, and they're going to, I feel they have an opportunity to close that gap.
Okay, this is the combined points, Supercross and Motocross together. And yeah, Webb has taken it away from Sexton now. That's awesome for Webb that he decided to get in at the beginning of this series, even though he probably wasn't totally ready.
Right.
As you can see how it's paid off here. Plessinger is third at points, Cianciarulo fourth. Hey, Cianciarulo's goal was just make all the races this year, and look what it's doing for him.
Well, and how this point structure is worked out for the playoffs, having double and triple points, that's going to help guys like Aaron Plessinger and Adam Cianciarulo, and it's going to really hurt guys like Ken Roczen, Eli Tomac, and those guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun and interesting.
Yeah, and Roczen jumped Eli Tomac, who I don't think is going to score any more points this year. So he has already done the damage he needed to do, which is he's going to gain one more spot in the ranking as we head into the playoffs later on. But hopefully we get Roczen back for a few more of these and he scores even more points. But I don't think he's back for our next race at Redbud. We got a weekend off. That's our next one. And we thought we saw a big crowd and exciting racing today. Redbud is something special. I know we're all looking forward to that.
Oh, 100%. I won't be there. I'll be tuned in, though. I love Redbud. It's 4th of July weekend, and there was a lot of action here, and it should give guys hope. I think that hopefully we'll see some of the regulars coming back, entering back to the 450 class, like Jason Anderson. Hopefully Chase Sexton is back, and that'll keep Jet Lawrence's mind occupied. I still feel like there's a lot of racing and a lot of growing to go on between with a lot of riders in the 250 class. Guys like Hayden Deegan, I think he's going to continue to get better. Guys like Ryder DeFrancisco is going to be better. Tom Viel, people like that, racers like that, I feel have a lot of growing to do. So that's what I like watching. Yeah, they might not be contending for wins, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And we talked about the 6th place to 13th place guys. Okay, what I'm looking for, I think we talked about it off air, is I want to see the guys who maybe get 6th one moto and then get 13th the next moto. I want to see if they can be able to take that from 6th and only get worse than 8th. So that's what my radar will be up for. But nevertheless, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of examples in that 250 class. Tom Viel, a great second moto today. Chance Hymas seems to have one good moto per
Hymas
weekend.
As well,
Yeah, there's so many. Just looking for that last piece of momentum. That's Brent Duffy, the mechanic for Hayden Deegan. They already got that bike cleaned up. So that's it for our show from High Point. We'll have plenty more coverage, though, between here and Redbud. I know you got the Title 24. You're going to be back with Ryan Villapoto?
I'll be back there. I won't be on vacation on Monday, so you will see us on Title 24 on NBC YouTube page, of course. So it'll be a lot of fun. And I'll be watching you on the SMX Insider
me and
show
JT.
as well, you and JT. So a lot of fun, man. You cannot miss out.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about this year when you talk of all the angles, 250, 450, motocross, supercross, combining it with Super Motocross World Championship. But after the off weekend, July 1st, we'll be at Redbud. That is on the Michigan and Indiana state line. Race Day Live presented by motosport.com at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's a 1-hour show covering qualifying. And then we'll start the motos for 4 hours straight at 1 o'clock Eastern. Catch the coverage on Peacock or Super Motocross Video Pass if you're watching outside the United States. That's your 100% upcoming schedule. Well, High Point delivered, man. We were worried that the weather might lead to a sticky one-line racetrack and procedural racing. No, there was drama from beginning to end. Awesome to get Ken Roczen back in the series, but ultimately it's Lawrence and Lawrence again. We've never seen anything like this with two brothers dominating the way they did. For Jason Thomas and Ricky Carmichael, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching the Geico High Point National. Congrats to Hunter and Jet Lawrence.